Hi guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's video reading. This is going to be the last video reading that I will be offering for a very long time. They are temporarily going to be unavailable from the Cackling Moon shop until I am in a better living space where I have the opportunity to film whenever I please. With that said, every once in a while, if you follow my YouTube channel, my Tumblr, Instagram, you will see that I will post up randomly flash sale offerings of video readings as I know when I will have time and energy and space to film. But for now, they will be gone temporarily, at least till the end of the year. And hopefully I will be able to invite some more opportunities for some video readings, but until then, that is no longer an available service in my shop. Okay, so I have a pretty big reading here for you guys to enjoy. My client here has questions regarding their love life as well as their intuitive and more psychic side. So I'm going to be working with a bunch of decks because I'm feeling drawn to use the, of course, my regular Rider-Waite. That's just a given. But I am going to be working with the Victorian Flower Oracle. The Miracles Now I'm going to be pulling as a spirit message for you. And then, of course, the Oracle of Oddities because I feel like it just taps into everything perfectly. Okay, so let's see about... let's talk about the love life first because that one seems to be the more the one with the more direction that I'm ready to go to. Okay, so we have a Knight of Pentacles that just flipped over, by the way. I was shuffling and he flipped over. So definitely I'm tapping into that Knight of Pentacles as being the descriptor of, oh, let me turn off the lighting ahead. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry guys. The lighting in this house is unbelievably ridiculous. Like, I feel like the way that the windows are set up in this house, I don't know. I just feel like I had so much better lighting in my apartment than I do in this house, and it's just a little frustrating. Nothing looks right. Okay, so I apologize for the extreme glare. Hopefully you'll be able to see your reading okay. But I do apologize for that. Let me see if I could make it a little bit better with this. Okay, that's somewhat better. Ah! I changed the coloring in the video too so that the cards can pop a little bit more. So if that yellow looks a little bit like woo, that's why. Okay. So the Knight of Pentacles, I feel is symbolic for your significant other, or not your significant other, the person that was once in your life that no longer is, okay? So this is them. This is their energy. Being a Knight of Pentacle, a knight is somebody who is in their younger years to kind of like middle age. And then there's also the Pentacle suit is a earth energy person. So they could have been of the earth energies, earth elements in the zodiac, as well as somebody who's patient and good with money. So technically the Knight of Pentacles is someone who's very careful with the way that they spend money. They sometimes can be a little bit choosy with how they spend money, but definitely someone who's careful with the way they spend and just really good with their money. They're patient, they think things through, they're planners, all of that. We have the King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So this person grew up from when the time that you met them to the time now. They've definitely did a progression. If you could see from the Knight to the King, they grew up into an adult. We have the Five of Wands at the core, and then we have a Nine of Wands after that. So that's definitely symbolizing your disconnect with this person. There was a lot of arguments, lots of misunderstandings. This person is so headstrong, I feel, and being an earth energy, they can sometimes be very stubborn. I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication and just a lot of like arguing taking place between the two of you. So that Five of Wands is definitely displaying the arguing, the misunderstandings, the conflicts that you shared. And then we have a Nine of Wands here, which to me is all about just being over it. There was a lot of, I think there was a lot of back and forth, and I think that the relationship took a lot of time. It took a lot of your energy out of you, and it took a while for you to get over it. It took a while for you to move forward. So I feel like with that Nine of Wands coming up, it's definitely left its impact on you. It's something that you always come back to, especially when you are in new relationships or in new pending relationships. So if you meet someone new, you kind of go back to this person. You compare these new people to this person, and you need to stop doing that. I feel like that's something that you need to stop doing. We have a Knight of Cups over here, which is probably a new interest. Someone is coming into your life, and just as this person is walking out. So we have a Knight of Cups here. A Knight of Cups is a very different energy from a Knight of Pentacle. Knight of Cups is water energy, so this is someone of the water sign in the zodiac. This is somebody who's very in tune with their feelings. They are more expressive of their feelings than a Pentacle person. They are very watery energy, so they're just very giving, they're loving. Sometimes, though, they can love and they can give too much. It could be a little bit overwhelming depending on what sign you are. So sometimes they could put the fire out, or sometimes they can help it. You know, they can help the situation grow. So depending on what your sign is, that's how you guys would connect. But I do feel like this Knight of Cups is definitely introducing someone new coming into the mix. But intuitively, I feel because you like to attach yourself to the past, when anyone new comes into the picture, you like to look back at, well, this is how this relationship was, so maybe this is how this is supposed to be. No, I feel like you need to stop doing that, because that's only going to do more harm than good. Yeah, we have definitely with the Two of Cups, we have a advice card here that there's definitely a pending relationship in the works. And I feel like because it's a Cups and it's a Cups, this Knight of Cups, there's someone new coming into your life, but you need to kind of unravel yourself, getting yourself out of being so caught up in the past, being so caught up in the way things used to be in the relationship with someone else. This is not that person. You know what I mean? So you have to stop kind of sizing them up to that. Stop comparing new relationships to the old one. It's kind of like, this was in the past, it's done, forget about this person. We have a Hierophant card. So this new relationship can lead to bigger things. Hierophant card can often be the symbolic for marriage or some sort of a life commitment. So I really want to say that this person, this new person coming through, can definitely take you to a new level of relationship where this person it didn't. So this is definitely a very exciting thing to see. But I do feel like you're going to have to learn to unravel and free yourself from any conflicting thoughts, anything that would hold you back from, you know, resorting back to the past, and allow this relationship to bloom. There's a lot of courtship here, a lot of dating that's going to be taking place. I feel like this relationship is going to be slow moving. I'm going to wait for the clock. Okay. Okay. I have the Flower Oracle here. I wanted to pull a card from it to see what the flowers have to say regarding your love life. We have cactus, a prickly situation. Yeah, there's definitely a prickly situation. They're revealing, obviously, with this not being able to move on type thing. Something that is just, you're so drawn to this person that you just feel like you always have to size up anything new coming through. We also have sympathy. The sympathy card. The deck seems to be making fun of you, and to be honest, like they're giving you sympathy, like, oh, like that's such a difficult situation. I'm so sorry. And then we have vanity. So they're pretty much throwing shade at you right now. This deck is very, very brutally honest. The Victorian flower. I feel like they're saying, like they're giving you their sympathy, like, oh, I'm so sorry that this situation is so difficult for you, but it shouldn't be, because you should think highly of yourself, or you think highly of yourself, or stop thinking only about yourself, like blah, 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 blah. So I feel like this deck is kind of throwing some shade at you, but I feel like they're also making a big point, which is saying stop looking at yourself as a victim. Stop looking at yourself as the victim of like the Nine of Wands here. Stop looking at yourself as what happened in this relationship, why it didn't work out, why this person is so, intriguing to you, because this person doesn't matter anymore. Okay? What matters now is who's coming new. Who new is coming into your life. That is what matters. And that connection, what can happen there. So I think that the flowers are, even though they're being a little bit teasing about the way that they are giving them their message, they are actually being pretty honest, is don't be the victim, let go of the victim complex. So as far as your question revolving love comes into play, yes, there is new things coming ahead of you, but you need to be willing to let go of the past and stop comparing your life to stop comparing your relationships to that past relationship, because that's over with now. So next we're going to talk about your intuitive and your psychic abilities. So you mentioned in your email that you grew up as a child being able to see spirit. You grew up as a child being able to kind of see things that other people could not see. And you were just kind of wondering what happened with that, what that was. Was that a good thing? Was it a bad thing? You learned to block it out. But what I can say is, as children, that one just popped out. As children, we are very sensitive to we're sensitive to seeing things that are, and I don't want to say that they're not there, because they are there, but we're sensitive to seeing it, because we're not callous. We're not, as we grow up and as we get older, we become callous to these things, just like your imagination. As a child, you had a very vivid imagination, but as you get older, you learn to think that that's dumb, or those are, you're just a child, and it's silly. And so we stop doing those kind of things. We stop thinking that way. So the card that flew out for you was the King of Cups. And I feel like this is a male energy that's coming through for you in the reading. You have a lot of archetype cards that pop out for you. But I feel like the King of Cups is a male energy that is on the other side. This could be a guide. This could be a past loved one. But I do feel like they are here to kind of give you that comfort, to know that, yeah, what you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you've been experiencing is very much a thing. And it's a Cups card. So I feel like their energy is very loving and very understanding. They're there to listen to you. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and Justice. So right off the bat, just with these cards, I do feel like you were teased a lot as a child. And I feel like as you got older, you wanted to seek kind of the justice for yourself. And I feel like in order to do that, you wanted to let go of all of those weird, funky, childlike things that you were into. You wanted to be done with it, and you blocked it out. It's kind of like you turned your back from being that real childly free spirit that you were. You turned your back on that person. So if you could see kind of like how it looks like he's ignoring him. He's ignoring him. It's like, I don't see you. I'm looking to bigger, better things. That's what's happening there. So, oops, you went this way. So I do feel like as a child that you were definitely teased a lot, and that's a complex that you would bring with you into your adult life. It's kind of like you don't want to be that weird person, that weird adult that is, you know, communicating and seeing things that aren't there, so to speak, but they really are. So yeah, you definitely put a block towards it. There's a lot of blocked cards here. We have the 10 of Wands. You have the 7 of Wands. This is all indicators of being blocked. This is you fighting it. So you're constantly fighting what you're seeing. You're constantly fighting what you feel and hear. You doubt everything. And then we have a 10 of Wands, which is indicating you've definitely blocked this psychic path that was part of your life. We have the 4 of Cups here, which is indicating you want no part in it. You just don't bug me. Leave me alone. I don't see you. I don't hear you. I want no part of this. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of vibe that I'm gathering here. And then we have a 5 of Pentacles, which is kind of walking away from where you feel like this is, you know, this is a purpose. You know that that's a purpose for you, but you've chosen to walk away from it. So I feel like now that you're coming back to these things, it's like now that you've been able to explore yourself, live your life a little bit more without, you know, living that justice kind of life, that life without the weirdness. Now that you've done that, you kind of miss it. You kind of miss this connection, and you're looking forward to, you know, figuring stuff out. Yeah. You see how we have like how the cards, the vibes change. So once I said that, we flipped over the card and we have the 8 of Wands. This is indicating you're ready to move forward. You're ready to take the next step. You're ready to move forward to see what other things you can unlock about yourself as far as your psychic abilities go. And we have the Hermit card. So this is definitely an indication of if you want to go back to where you were as a child, where you were just like completely in the loop, you're going to have to go back and do a lot of like digging. And with the Hermit card coming forward, this is a lot of silent time. This is a lot of meditation time. This is drawing inward and being quiet with yourself, quieting your soul, a lot of inward reflection to help you figure out how you can get back to that lifestyle. So let's let's pull cards to see, like, you know, what's the process, what to expect. If you really wanted to open up yourself, which is definitely, you know, this is something that I am personally constantly always working with. Some days are great. Some days I feel like I have no connection at all. It's just the name of the game. Some of us are more sensitive than others. But if you know that you came from a place of being very connected that way, I do feel like you're not going to have a lot of trouble reopening yourself. So one of the first things I could say is meditation is very much important, but it's also opening up your third eye, opening up your intuitiveness, making that connection with your guides and saying you're ready and seeing what they have in store, especially if this is a path that you were meant to be on. Everything's going to flow. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're in the process of doing this, opening up your psychicness. I want to say there's three people involved in this situation. One is yourself, but I feel like there's two guides around you. So there's two people around you, spirit guides that I'm talking about, that are there to help you, that are there to guide you. Okay, so it's you and two other individuals. Now, these individuals, obviously, they're not in the flesh, but they are around you. So when you are meditating, know that there's two guides that are going to be coming forward to help you. They're going to be helping you get through a lot of the conflict, a lot of the mental reservations that you have set up for yourself, because you have a lot of doubt. You have a lot of wondering if what you were feeling and thinking was making you crazy, that kind of thing. So you have to kind of get rid of those feelings. If you know as a child that you were able to see spirit, and if you know as a child you were seeing things that other people weren't, you've learned as an adult to teach yourself that what you were seeing and thinking was, either one, it was childish, or two, it was not real. So then you're going to have to go through all of that mumbo jumbo. So there's a lot of conflict there. There's a lot of like stuff you have to dig up. And I feel like your two guides are going to help you do that. It's kind of like they're going to help you clean house. And then we have the Star card, which when I flipped her over, I instantly felt like saying, searching for that one thing that you can grab onto, that that'll help you. So I feel like it's looking at that light at the end of the tunnel. This process is not going to be easy. And there's going to be times where you're going to feel very kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so hard. Why am I doing this? Do I really want this? You're going to be going back and forth. But ultimately, I feel like if you keep your eye on the prize, if you keep looking and aiming towards that that star, that light at the end of the tunnel, it's going to help you stay focused. It's going to help you get through it. Because we have the Death card next, which is, this is the card of change. This is the card of, you're transforming your life. But also it's the Death card, which I feel like this is also the ability to communicate with the dead. So I feel like that's also in store for you. And then the Outcome card, we have a Nine of Pentacles, which is a very luxurious, very well established individual. A Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is just has so much going on in their life. They have a lot to be happy about. And I feel like this path is definitely going to be very rewarding for you. But you have to be willing to go through the rubble first. Okay. What deck do I, oh yeah, I wanted to use the Miracles now. These are going to be affirmations for you to think about as you meditate. I really feel like these are kind of like affirmations as advice, but also meditation things like prompts or journal prompts to think about prior to starting this journey of opening up yourself up to being able to communicate with spirit. Whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. So I'll hold that up so you can see it. Whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my inner light. So that's one thing to think about during your meditation. To relinquish control, I simply let loose and allow myself to be more childlike. Isn't that crazy? So we are talking about your childhood. As a child, you were able to see spirit. To relinquish control, you simply let loose and allow yourself to be more childlike. This is tapping back into your childlike thoughts. And the last one, when I allow others to support me, I support them too. I feel like this is talking about your guides. When you allow your guides to support you, you are going to support them as well. They are going to pave the way. They are going to show you what you need to know. They are going to help you get through this point. And I just realized I didn't pull a card from the Oracle of Oddities, so why not? So I love those affirmations for you. I feel like you do compare your, well, I feel like you do compare yourself to others. I feel that, you're constantly seeing what other people are doing, and if what they're doing is if it's in alignment with you, but you kind of have to forget that. You kind of have to understand that your path is going to be very different from other people. So we have union, which I feel like this is the union between you and your inner or higher self. Okay, this is the bond that you're going to be sharing with yourself. And then we have life, because that also came up, that flipped over when I was shuffling. And I feel like life is saying, this is putting life back into your world. This is putting color back into your life. But I also feel like life is kind of like the opposite of death. So I just feel like it's all coming together. Like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're coming back into a time where you were ignoring these feelings as a child. You were ignoring them as you were growing up because they were looked at as weird or taboo, or you just didn't understand it. But now that you're in a place as an adult where you can understand and you can embrace your gifts, this is definitely going to be a road that you want to embark on. I feel like you do have help. Okay, you have guides that are there to help you, but I also feel like this is something that you have to do on your own. So I wish you all the best. I think that you're going to do great. Keep in contact with me. Let me know how things go. I'm very happy that you were able to snag one of these video readings before I'm up. If you have any questions or if you'd like to leave me feedback, just send me an email. And those of you guys who are watching, these readings are available in my shop. Just like I said, no longer video readings, but everything else will still be available. Check me out. Check the links in the description box, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.